Hi, I'm Huichen. I'm a graduate student at University of Pennsylvania, and I'm here as a summer associate at the Lian Center for Social Innovation. During my stay here, I had a chance to speak with several international students here at SMU to find out how things are going for them here and what are their points of view regarding the local society.
Well, as you could have seen, Korea is like a hot. It's not like hot pot. Like Singapore is multinational. It's so different with Korea. Korea, there's only one race, and historically, we have a long history which make us bonded to only ourselves. So think for Koreans, it's kind of really hard to think in the perspective of other race. So if you ask me about what is the major difference in social terms, it would be like the effort that Singapore government tried to bond the different races by empathizing that we're one Singapore.
To be honest, I realized how it's different of how Indonesia and Singapore handle social issues. Firstly, Indonesia is not really good at handling like racism issues. So we have a lot of ethnicities in Indonesia, and how we frequently like be mad at each other because we are of different race, and the government cannot do anything about it because Indonesia is so big, and sometimes the government have a lot to do besides that. So basically, we are not good at it at all. But now in Singapore, I can see how diverse it is in Singapore and how we help each other instead of mocking each other.
I think one of the issues that I realized in Singapore is there are actually many elderlies working in the hawker centers, especially helping cleaning and preparing food or whatever. It feels a bit different because normally we perceive elderly to be like enjoying their retirement life at home or traveling if their health permits. But here in Singapore, there are still this significant group of people working.
I would love to. I want to work in this kind of like social issue company or those kind of organization. But in order to be in there, I need to work more on knowing Singapore, get to know about the Singaporean people, culture, all those small things that define who Singapore is. So right now, I feel I'm not ready.
Yeah, to be honest, I do. Despite my major in business or quantitative finance, actually I really love to do a community project that has people in it. So if I could get a good opportunity to make the world a better place, regardless of the amount of money I get, I think I will be more than happy to join.
Yeah, I would if the opportunity permits, or if there's any good working opportunities, because I've participated in co-curriculum activities which were non-profit organizations, and we were doing volunteering trips and volunteering works. Yeah, so I understand how this social sector or non-profit sector organizations work, and I would join if there's good opportunities.
I would say my perspective over the minority has changed a lot. So me studying in Singapore makes me realize how it's lucky to be born as a majority in your country. Just because I am Korean, people love me. And that is an amazing thing that I never appreciated. So I get to appreciate my country, my family, and myself more. And it gives me an opportunity to learn how to think in the perspective of minority. Just because you're in majority doesn't mean that you are better than others.
Actually, Singapore changed me quite a lot regarding these social issues, because like I said, there's no much effort in Indonesia to change the social issues, but here I learned how they handle it well. Regardless of the law, you should treat people equally and all, but Singaporean people also realize how important it is to be together, to have faith in each other, that most of Indonesians don't have that mentality yet?
I think it's to understand there are different people in the world, and there are different ways of how things are done. Not everyone is as fortunate or as less fortunate. So to see how people are working and how we as individuals can contribute if possible.
Singapore is actually working on this one, but I think they can do better in regarding the old people issues. In my everyday life, I often see how they are mistreated and how they behave, because I often see them like not emotionally stable. That I think one of the reasons is because they are not treated that way either. But Singapore actually did quite a good job in the children part, because I've done quite some projects regarding children and how they are treated really well.
I think it's the one that I've mentioned regarding the elderly issues. I think it goes back to how Singapore is not actually a welfare system compared to US or UK, where they have a very high-tech society. So I think, I'm not sure if that's something that individuals can work on, but of course from the family perspective, it would be good where they can take care of their elderly financially.
Through this interview, I was really grateful for my interviewees because of their honesty and their willingness to talk with us. Also, I was really impressed about their knowledge and opinion, because everyone had different points of view and different experience, even though being international students was what they had in common. These interviews have shown me how intercultural experiences could actually be interpersonal experience, and that is why it is so important to keep an open mind in social conversations.